We thought of it like, when we woke up from our nap today.
Post-concussion or something. Jesus. So that'd be like, oh, that hits too close to home.
All right, welcome everybody to the first episode of Dried Blood. We have Big Daddy Teej and Endless Chad. Post-match breakdown, the aftermath, whatever you want to call it. How you guys feel about that D20 Deathmatch?
A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I've never played D&D PvP. That was about the most. It was nothing like I expected, and I had 10 times more fun than I expected.
Chad, you obviously you had played in our playtest material. What was your strategy going into this? How did the playtest inform your decisions tonight?
So I was hoping to do more things to close gaps. I had picked spells, but the problem was Teej was so frustratingly awesome where he charmed me. That's where I went my whole decision of the almost Romeo and Juliet thing at the end, where I was like, no, you ruined what was special with our love. So that was just off the cuff kind of thing. But yeah,
I loved it. So good.
Well, what I loved really about both of your characters is that you offered really great descriptions and items, I've got a small vial, or I've got KC masterpiece off of it, and you're all of these little elements, what? But you're flavoring it, you're adding into it, and it became part of the story, which was really great to see.
Yeah.
Did you all make that up as you go along, or you're like, no, this is definitely part of my character?
For me, I always have a rough idea, but then I just riff. That's my thing. It's I usually will come up with the idea of the name, and then a kind of a voice, and then it just I riff on what's going on. That's my favorite thing, is just spur of the moment. I didn't know his Eldritch Blast would come out of his axe, or that it would look like brown tobacco spit or something like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of how it folded out, He had no idea that he was going to like shiny rings and stuff. You just said you had 9 rings on. I was like, I want a fucking ring. That's just kind of how it went.
I have to say that I was a bad planner for this, and I pretty much had the idea of, okay, I'm going to emulate a kill him with kindness strategy kind of right at the start. A lot of mind games, a lot of trickery, and then we sat down tonight and we were getting ready to play, and I went, I have no idea how I'm going to win. I have no idea what I'm going to do beyond making.
It's a good survival strategy, and winning strategy is different.
That's two totally different things. So to me to get in there and that was definitely every step along the way was me going, I'm going to do this now, and this was in no way predetermined nor planned. It's just we're just going to see what happens.
I like that you chose my video game strategy. When I play video games, I hit the boss and then I run away so I can't get hit. It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
Yeah, the Dark Souls strategy.
Yeah.
Took Lightning Lure to close those kind of gaps, but the problem is that he was never close enough that I could pull within 10 feet. I was like, well, shit. I took that because I was like, oh, what if I get a caster? And I was like, he's 30 feet in the air. Okay, well, I could get that close, but pulling him within 10 feet of me does me no fucking good. So I'm like, well, shit.
What do I do?
What did you guys? So obviously, the beginning was a little slower because you charmed him and you friended him, and then we had a bouncy castle. What did you?
The bouncy castle is perfect for my plan. I'm like, this is playing right into my whole strategy.
We're just having fun. We're friends now.
Yeah,
we got a bouncy castle. What did you guys think of that dragon map?
It's dope.
Shout out
so
to
good.
Animated Maps over on Patreon, because I've been wanting to use that. We're starting out with a bang with this dragon map. Oh,
it was real cool. The flying animation was awesome. I was half thinking you were gonna let that loop while we were up there, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to pay attention. I'm just gonna sit here and watch the looping dragon.
I know. I would like to, but I don't want to make anybody motion sick.
We tested that once, and somebody's like, I can't watch.
I can't watch this for more than 20 seconds, or I'm gonna throw up.
I can see that.
I'll say this: that the Darrell finding the ring in the beginning was I think the catalyst to me having some sort of that was the moment that I started to find some kind of strategy, and I knew from that minute that when I took it from you, I wanted to code it in something and give it back to you. and I knew I could get away with it while you were, infatuated or friended or whatever. And right as that turn where I was about to give it back, that's when y'all were like, and a dragon wakes up and you're in the fucking sky. And I'm like, okay, well, that kind of throws a wrench in that cog. I can't really just be like, you want a ring now? Like, we're on the back of a dragon.
This is perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, it's awesome because we've got these chaos events, obviously, that chat contributes to by the chaos meter, but then the dragon is something that every round like I have planned as mine. If I hit a threshold, that's why I'm doing those secret rolls. If I hit a threshold, then we get to do this cool thing I have planned, and I was like, yeah, it's time for a dragon. We came back from break and it's like, dragon time, let's go.
I straight up thought you were going to say Smog was coming right up from underneath the pile of gold, and he was going to talk to us and manipulate us into some ridiculous
you can't do Smog's voice.
And then Smog gaslights you for 45 minutes.
I don't know, Caustic. I've heard what you can do with that Go XLR filter. You could absolutely have done Smog's voice.
It's broken right now. The lowest I can go is Jeff Goldblum.
That's not very low, though. Jesus.
No, it isn't.
He's actually pretty high. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Now do him in the fly.
Oh.
All right, guys. Well, as the winner, Ditchum Darrell, I think we'll end. Does Ditchum Darrell have any words for the fans on the way out?
Well, old Ditchum Darrell, he didn't expect to find love. He expected to find glory, obviously. But, at his 50 some odd years living, he learns one thing or another, that life has twists and turns, and you just go with the flow. And this would be one thing that he wished he couldn't have ditched, but he has to. He has to move on. He has to keep rolling down that road.
So beautiful.
This is gorgeous.
This is wise words from a man who shoots tobacco out of his electric guitar.
I would like to think that Eshrin is kind of force ghosting over Darrell's shoulder, just kind of like, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Between us here, as a final note, as the Grandmaster is talking to the crowd, the Arbiter walks to Eshrin's body and snaps his fingers again, and slowly the Grandmaster and the body begin to sink into the gold, down into a secret lair with lots of beakers and magical stuff, arcane stuff. And the Arbiter taps you on the chest, bringing you back to life and looking you right in the eyes. I've got a plan for you.
Oh yeah, baby.
Nice.
That's it. That's where we will end this episode of Dried Blood. See you next time.